Chosen one, there comes a moment in every spiritual journey when you begin to realize that your life was never meant to revolve around survival alone. You were not created merely to struggle through existence, barely holding on while watching others walk in abundance, influence, and opportunity. Deep within your spirit, there has always been a knowing that you were designed for more. Not more for the sake of pride or material obsession, but more for the sake of purpose. Because when God places a calling on someone's life, He also places provision connected to that calling. Heaven never assigns destiny without also preparing the resources needed to fulfill it. For too long, many chosen ones have believed the lie that suffering is the highest form of spirituality. They have carried heavy burdens, delayed dreams, and unnecessary limitations while secretly wondering why the promises inside their spirit never seem to manifest in the physical world. But today, something needs to shift in your understanding. God did not create you to live disconnected from the fullness of your assignment. He did not place gifts inside you only for those gifts to remain hidden beneath fear, lack, or uncertainty. There is a divine purpose attached to your life, and there is also provision attached to that purpose. The reason this matters so deeply is because wealth, influence, opportunity, and access are not just personal blessings. In the hands of a chosen one, they become tools for impact. They become resources that allow healing, restoration, generosity, leadership, and transformation to flow into the lives of others. The enemy understands this very well. That is why so many chosen ones experience intense battles around finances, confidence, vision, and identity. Because if you fully awaken to who you are and what God intends to release through your life, entire generations connected to you could change. You have probably noticed a strange pattern throughout your life. No matter how gifted you are, no matter how hard you work, there have been unusual delays, resistance, and frustration attached to your progress. Doors that should have opened easily became difficult. Opportunities slipped away at the last moment. Financial pressure appeared repeatedly, almost as if something was trying to keep you in a cycle of limitation. This was never just about money. It was about momentum. Because once a chosen one gains clarity, discipline, and spiritual alignment, they become extremely dangerous to systems built on fear and dependency. But hear this clearly today, your current condition is not your final condition. God is awakening chosen ones in this season because the world is entering a time where divine repositioning is taking place. Those who remained faithful in hidden seasons are being prepared for visible impact. Those who continued trusting God through confusion are stepping into clarity. And those who once struggled silently are beginning to walk into opportunities they never thought possible. Manifesting your divine purpose begins with understanding that your identity must become stronger than your environment. Too many people allow temporary situations to define them permanently. They look at their bank account, their setbacks, their failures, or their past mistakes and assume those things determine their future. But chosen one, your future is not controlled by what has happened to you. It is shaped by what God placed inside you before the world ever formed opinions about you. You carry gifts that were designed to solve problems. You carry wisdom that can help others. You carry creativity, insight, leadership, compassion, and spiritual understanding that this generation desperately needs. And the moment you stop minimizing what God placed within you, everything begins to shift. Because manifestation starts internally before it appears externally. Before doors open around you, something must open within you. Before wealth flows into your hands, your mind must become aligned with stewardship, discipline, vision, and obedience. Many chosen ones pray for abundance while still thinking from a place of fear. They ask God for overflow while secretly expecting disappointment. But faith cannot grow in an atmosphere dominated by doubt. You must begin seeing yourself the way heaven sees you. Not as someone forgotten, unlucky, or constantly behind, but as someone being prepared for assignment. The hidden seasons were not wasted. The pain was not meaningless. Every difficult chapter develops strength, endurance, wisdom, and spiritual maturity that will sustain you when greater responsibility arrives. And understand this, wealth transfer is not simply about receiving money. It is about divine repositioning. It is about resources moving into the hands of people who will use them with wisdom and purpose. Throughout history, whenever God raised individuals to fulfill important assignments, provision followed. Doors opened. Strategies appeared. Connections aligned. Opportunities emerged at the right time. Why? Because heaven finances purpose. That means you cannot separate spiritual growth from practical responsibility. Manifesting purpose requires obedience in both spiritual and natural areas of life. Prayer matters, but so does discipline. Faith matters, but so does consistency. Vision matters, but so does preparation. Some chosen ones remain stuck because they are waiting for miracles while ignoring the practical steps God already placed in front of them. But manifestation often begins when obedience meets opportunity. There are ideas inside you that could change your future. There are conversations you need to have, skills you need to develop, habits you need to break, and environments you need to leave behind. God will open doors, but you must walk through them. Fear cannot continue controlling your decisions. The season of hiding your gifts is ending. The season of doubting your worth is ending. The season of shrinking yourself to fit into environments that cannot honor your calling is ending. You may have felt overlooked for years, but hidden preparation often comes before visible elevation. Many chosen ones spend long seasons feeling unseen because God develops roots before revealing fruit. Public success without private foundation destroys people. That is why your process required patience. That is why you faced battles others could not understand. Heaven was building your character strong enough to sustain the blessings attached to your assignment. And while others became distracted by temporary validation, you were being shaped through pressure. Every disappointment taught discernment. Every betrayal strengthened wisdom. Every setback increased resilience. Nothing was wasted. Even the seasons where you felt abandoned were teaching you how to depend on God rather than external approval. Chosen one of the greatest obstacles to manifestation is comparison. You cannot walk in divine purpose while constantly measuring your journey against someone else's timeline. Your assignment is unique. Your process is unique. Your preparation is unique. Stop assuming you are behind simply because your path looks different. Some people bloom quickly but fade just as fast. Others are built slowly because what they carry is meant to last. The wealth transfer connected to your life will require maturity. It will require emotional stability, spiritual discernment, and wisdom. God is not simply trying to bless you financially. He is preparing you to become trustworthy with influence, access, and opportunity. Because what flows through your hands is meant to impact more than just your own life. There are people connected to your obedience who have not even met you yet. There are doors your breakthrough will open for others. There are generations that could shift because you finally stepped fully into your assignment. That is why the enemy fights your confidence so aggressively. If he can keep you doubting yourself, distracted, emotionally drained, or trapped in fear, he can delay the impact attached to your life. But today, you must break agreement with every mindset that tells you are small, powerless, or incapable. God would not place vision inside you without also placing the ability to fulfill it. And yes, there will still be challenges. Walking in purpose does not mean life suddenly becomes effortless. There will be moments requiring courage, discipline, and faith. There will be seasons where you must continue moving even before results appear. But manifestation happens when you remain aligned long enough for what was planted spiritually to appear naturally. You are entering a season where clarity will replace confusion. Divine connections will begin appearing. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will become accessible. Ideas will begin flowing with greater precision. Your gifts will create room for you in places you never expected. But you must remain grounded. Do not allow pride to corrupt what God is building. The purpose of elevation is service, not ego. Continue protecting your spirit carefully. Not every voice deserves access to your vision. Not every environment deserves your energy. Stay close to God in this season because increased favor also requires increased discernment. The higher you rise, the more important spiritual alignment becomes. There are people watching your life right now who will eventually gain hope because of your testimony. They need to see what faithfulness looks like. They need to witness someone rising from hardship into purpose without losing integrity. Your story carries power because it proves that God can transform broken seasons into meaningful destiny. And perhaps the most important thing to remember is this: you are not manifesting purpose alone. Heaven is partnering with your obedience. Every step of faith you take creates movement in the unseen. Every act of discipline strengthens your future. Every moment of trust brings alignment closer. What feels slow now will eventually make sense. One day you will look back and realize that even the delays were protecting you. The closed doors were redirecting you. The waiting seasons were strengthening you. Everything was positioning you for the right time. Because when God releases chosen ones into purpose, timing matters. So stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop assuming your best days are behind you. Stop shrinking your vision because of temporary struggles. You were not created for limitation. You were created for impact. You were designed to carry light into dark places, wisdom into confusion, and provision into areas of lack. Chosen one, this is your season to rise with intention. Pray boldly. Move wisely. Prepare consistently. Trust deeply. The gifts inside you are real. The calling on your life is real. And the manifestation attached to your obedience is already beginning to move into position. The wealth transfer is not just coming to increase your comfort. It is coming to expand your assignment. It is coming to finance purpose, restore families, create opportunities, bless communities, and reveal the goodness of God through your life. You are being positioned not merely to receive, but to release. So walk confidently into what God is unfolding. Even if the path is not fully visible yet, continue moving forward. The same God who carried you through hidden seasons is now guiding you toward visible purpose. And when the doors finally open, you will realize that nothing you endured was wasted. If this message spoke to your spirit, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Subscribe to the Chosen Star and continue growing in faith, wisdom, and purpose. Your journey is unfolding for a reason, chosen one, and your greatest season may be closer than you think. God bless you.